Hello everyone and welcome back. This is the third video on Git interview question answers. You can check the previous two videos from my channel. In this video, we will only cover the scenario based questions. Scenario based questions are the mostly asked interview questions. So without any further delay, let's start. Let's see our first scenario based question. Suppose you are working on a feature branch and you have made some changes to the code. However, after committing your changes, you realize that you made a mistake and you need to undo that whole commit. So, what steps you need to take? So in this kind of scenario, to undo a commit in Git, you can use git revert command. This creates a new commit and undo the changes which was done in the previous commit. Alternatively, you can also use git reset command as well. What it will do, it will remove the commit entirely. But this particular technique is not recommended because if we do this, it will completely remove the history as well. Now let's check the second question. So in the second scenario, suppose you have just cloned a Git repository, but you have noticed that it is taking up a lot of space on your local machine. So what steps you need to take so that you can optimize or reduce the size of that repository? So to do this or to reduce the size of Git repository, we can use git gc command to perform garbage collection. It removes any unnecessary object from the repository. We can also use git prune command to remove any unreachable objects. Now let's check the third scenario based question. Suppose you have multiple commits currently in your branch. So how you can combine these multiple commits into a single commit, or you can say how you can squash these multiple commits into a single commit. So the combining or squashing the multiple commits into one is the way to clean up history and make more readable and concise. To squash multiple commits into one, we can use command git rebase option I then commit ID. It will open an interactive editor where we can choose which commit to squash. After saving and closing the editor, we need to edit the commit message for the squashed commit and then push the changes to remote repository using git push hyphen hyphen force option. Now let's check the next scenario based question. So the scenario is, suppose you have accidentally pushed a sensitive information to git repository. It can be password or any other sensitive information also. So how you can correct this particular mistake? Now, to handle such situation, first step would be to remove the sensitive information straight away from the repository's history. This can be done using git's filter branch command. Once the sensitive information has been removed, we can force push the modified branch to the repository to update its history. And once that is done, after that, we should notify all the relevant parties, such as teammates and other teams, about the situation, including the product's owner and any stakeholders who may be affected. Finally, we should take steps to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future as well, such as implementing some strict code reviews before pushing it to the main branch. We can also use tools such as Git secrets to scan for and prevent sensitive data from being committed to the repository itself. Now let's move to the last scenario based question for today's video. Suppose you and your team have been working on a project and you want to integrate the changes made by one of your team members. However, you want to review their changes before merging them with the main branch. So, what steps you will be taking to do that? Now, to review the changes made by the team member before merging with the main branch, we can use these following steps. First, we need to ask the team member to create a new separate branch and push their changes to that new branch. After that, we can use git fetch to retrieve the changes made by the team member. Then we can use git diff to review the changes done in the new branch. If the changes are acceptable and follow all the coding standards, we can use git merge to merge their changes with the main branch. That's all for this video. If you like to cover me some specific more topics in Git, please do let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning.